Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia. Today we are back on Croakwood, my all-frog fishing island I can never get that right, oh my god. Working on a new build, and today we're working on a fun build that I didn't think we were going to do today because I didn't have this idea in my head until we started building, but I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, like the video, and yeah, comment down below letting me know how your day's going. So today we're working on this area here. This was the initial build area, and we're working on a villager's home today, a new villager on the island. Not Big Top. Big Top accidentally moved onto the island while I time traveled. That is my fault. We're working on Frobert's house. He's a new villager that I got, and his house is the house that we're gonna be building. So just ignore Big Top. I have to kick him out. Basically, I was supposed to go villager hunting, and I traveled a day ahead. When I was traveling backwards to when I thought I had the open plot, I traveled one day too far. I was supposed to go one day further back. Anyway, that things happen. I'll get rid of him. Don't worry. But after him, we only have 2 more villagers that I have to get for this island. So we're going to do a villager hunting video. Either the next video or the video after this. Because we still have to go hunting for Puddles and Henry. I can get them both on treasure islands, but I think it'd be fun to go hunting and see who we find. So that will be a video really, really soon. But anyways, yeah, we're just starting with this little section. I really wanted to have a small little deck like this, as you guys can see, kind of mimicking what I did on my entrance, because I feel like a lot of the dock areas I've created so far in the last like 2 or 3 builds have been bigger, and I like my entrance because it's smaller, so you have like these very 1 tile 2 tile docks that kind of wind around fake water. So that's where this build kind of started. And then, like I said, I did not plan to start this build doing this particular build, but my other 2 islander homes around this area are Jeremiah and Tad's houses, and both of their houses are themed around boats. We have the boat rental area and then the boat gas station. So I figured, you know what? Let's make Frobert's house a boat theme as well. So we're making a mechanics shop for him. If you have a boat mechanic type of custom design that I can put on a wooden shop sign, can you please send it to me or drop it in the comments? Like something that is actually related to like boat repair kind of vibes. I could not find one that was not like auto repair or like repair that I liked. So we don't include a sign in today's build, which is disappointing because I looked hard for one. And could I have created one myself? Yes. I am artistically inclined, that is true, but I am not artistically inclined when it comes to creating custom designs in Animal Crossing. That's where my abilities end. I always need other people to make these designs for me, which is why I spend hours hunting them down. So yeah, I wasn't able to find one that I liked. So if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments, drop them in Discord, link is in the description. Anyways, moving on. I created a general layout for the deck, as you guys can see, or the dock area. And now I'm placing my trees. I decided to do the tree placement first before placing the water code, and I kind of like this because I've been so far placing the water code and then trying to find places to put trees afterwards, which I think personally has just been kind of annoying. But I want to include a lot of trees, as I've mentioned previously in other videos. So I feel like doing it this way has made a little bit of an easier like, it's just been a little bit easier. I feel like I enjoyed this because then I could also like decide what type of trees I want in certain areas. So I'm not using like the same tree in every section. I say this while there's two medium-sized bamboo trees like literally right beside each other, but it's fine.
It's not your fault. They're identical. Look at them.
It's fine, it doesn't matter. But anyways, yeah, I'm now placing the water code down. I broke this up into like a lot of parts. I mainly just show you guys me placing the water codes around the trees. So if you're curious about how to like recreate this kind of layout, this is how you do it. And yeah, I love the layout of this build. It's another transition space, which is the build I did in my last video was the transition space, and it was kind of like a connecting build, where I was trying to connect one build to another build, as in my entrance to the area around my plaza.
Connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
This is the same area that's just to the left of my plaza instead of the right side that we worked on in the last video. This is also not as big of a build, thankfully. This build ended up actually not taking too much time to create once I had the layout kind of figured out. And I knew exactly what I wanted the mechanics shop to look like. Initially, okay, this is where I'm not lying, but this is initially where like my initial build kind of started to change, because originally I was actually going to start using the storefronts to create the layout of the mechanic shop, because I wanted to create this giant garage looking building beside Frobert's house, and I do that. But originally I was going to use storefronts in the green colorway because it matched the green door I chose for Robert's house. And I was going to use the wooden storage shed as like a building roof. I don't do that today. I ended up using the retro transportation stops again, which there's a green retro transportation stop item, obviously, as I have used that on this island already. But I wanted to be a little bit different, and I was going to use the storefronts, and then I just didn't. So I have a ton of storefronts now in my my storage that are green, including a bunch of the wooden storage sheds as well. So maybe I'll find this thing to use them for in the future, but as you can see, I'm placing down the retro transportation stops. So I tried it, it didn't work, but it's fine. I love the way that the building ends up looking using the retro transportation stops instead. So I used them, and I also used some simple panels, and I downloaded this new code that's like kind of like this shutter look to it, because it looks like a garage like door, I guess you can call it. I've seen other people do something kind of similar with like regular auto shops for cars, so trying to make my own version for boats was interesting. I mean, this doesn't look like necessarily like an auto shop for boats, but I mean, obviously this looks as if it could be for a car. So if you're looking to recreate this, but for a car shop, you can just replace the boats with like the mini car or the luxury car instead. But obviously I do include a bunch of items that you would see at like a repair shop and like a mechanic's shop. So I include some of the tool items, keeping within my color scheme with like the blue and the yellow and the green. And then also included some paint cans and stuff. And it's so cute. I really like how this turned out. I said at the beginning of this island when I did my entrance that I was going to do a mechanic shop of some kind, because I do have a very small area at my entrance that has like one of the rundown yachts with like a paint can around it, and that was kind of like a little mini version of like just someone like fixing their own boat, but this is like a bigger version. I also used a couple of the construction items too, as you can see. And I was thinking about this.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
on like my winter Tri-City island, a lot of my items included a lot of the construction items, like the construction scaffolding, and like just other items like that, to create the illusion of like this island is like being built or it's like in a state of disarray. I want to do a couple of areas on this island that are kind of similar, so I do plan on using some of the other construction items in future builds that look like, because I have all these fake buildings. As you guys can see, I created another one in today's video.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
I'm going to be finishing some fake buildings I created in previous builds today, like this one here. And I think creating a couple that look like they're in the you'll do process of being built would just look really, really good. So I will be doing that too. And I like how the construction items work with like the metal of the retro transportation stops. I don't know. I think it's gonna look really good. So I'm excited to experiment further with that. But I was basically finished the mechanic shop at this point. I was just kind of adding a few items. I do go back to add a couple more smaller items, but as I said, this is going to be a transition / connecting build. So I am finishing up a couple of areas that I worked on my last video and the videos before, and really it's just finishing the corners of buildings that I didn't work on in the last videos because they weren't visible, so I just didn't finish them. But it's cute. I like how this entire area come together, and you'll see there's like that giant, you'll see in a second, there's like this giant section in between Frobert's house and one of my fake buildings to the right that's just like this blank space. So I kind of continue expanding the build a little bit throughout the video. Nothing too crazy, but like this area that's back here is blank, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to add something to it? So I decided to do the same thing I did in my previous video, which is use an iron bridge. For this little area right here, I'm going to be using this particular bridge across the island. I think it's just another way to add a level of realism to the fake water, because obviously I'm going to be using the fake water code on this entire island. And I used it in my previous video to create kind of like that, like those bridges that go up and down when boats pass over water. This one's a similar thing, it's just smaller. The previous one I connected to a land bridge and kind of extended the bridge to connect a little bit more to the dock. I did something similar in this build, but it's much smaller and more compact, which I like because it gave me a view of what it could look like by doing something smaller like this, and I like it. And yeah, at this point, like I said, we're just finishing up smaller little areas that kind of connect to the rest of the builds I've already created. This is the giant, I don't even know what to call this, just the giant fake building I created behind my res services. And I'm just, like I said, finishing the little corner piece that you couldn't see in the last build I created it on, so I just pretended like it wasn't there. And yeah, I'm just adding my little finishing touches. I'm going to be dropping a bunch of scattered items, or a bunch of dropped items, including the scatter papers, the leaves, some seaweed, and some drop shells. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also going to be including a couple of, if you didn't see already, some like fish in like their like natural little what's it called, their little things that they're in, the little like bags and like little buckets.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen,
because they look so cute. So you'll see me like dropping those in a couple of areas too, just to kind of enhance the whole like fishing island vibe. But yeah, that is everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like if you haven't already, and comment down below letting me know how your day is going and letting me know how you guys liked today's video, and subscribe if you are new here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.